Well, good evening, folks. Dave Jorgensen here once again with number 49. And I'd like to entitle this, I'm not positive on the final title, but just when you think you're ready to go, bang, bam, you're not. Something goes wrong. And I'd like to share a little story that happened just a few months after Glenda and I got married. And she'd been back here a few months when we had to go out for the summer because her mom's estate needed to be settled, and the house needed to be cleaned up, and her stuff was still in there because she had been taking care of her mother. Anyway, so we were taking my old fifth wheel out, and we had everything hooked up the day before, and I had checked it to make sure everything was okay. It was all hooked up good. So the next morning early, it wasn't even daylight, we decided to take off. Yeah, we pulled out of the yard, and it's kind of a rough little thing pulling out of there. Made the right, and came up to the stop sign. Went to take off from the stop sign right out in the front yard there. And bam! My fifth wheel came loose. Of course, when it did that, it ruined the bed of the truck, pulled the tailgate all kitty-wampus, and there we were. So I spent an hour and a half, or whatever it was, trying to get the fifth wheel back up and get the truck hooked up and make sure everything was right. But what went wrong? I don't know. One thing that was wrong, I didn't check it again before I left. I believe to this day, some of the punk kids that like to come around and pull my fence pickets, break them, and everything else have been going on since I lived here 10 years now. And I have to constantly replace them, and it gets very frustrating. Got a school down the street, and these kids that like to show off for their friends, and people have seen them do it. But anyway, I think that they came in and unhooked it or something. I don't know who did it or what, but that's the only way it could have been undone, because I made sure it was latched the night before. So guess what I do now? I put a padlock on all my hitches when I hook up, so nobody can mess with it. They can't unhook anything because it's all padlocked. And so, what does that have to do with the sand business? This was just an instance that happened. We ended up being out there all summer long, working hard. Had to drive around with a nasty looking truck. I had a nice little old 6. It was an 04 Ford 1-ton single axle, kind of a fancy one. Ended up falling apart a year or two later. They had just patched it up when I bought it. Diana and I had bought it before she passed away, and after 2 or 3 years, all the rust popped out again. But anyway, we went on out, and we finished the trip. It didn't stop us, but it delayed us. And one of those incidences where you can't do nothing about it. You're not happy about it, but you just got to deal with it. Well, it's the same way in the sand. I just recently thought I was taking off and had my campaign set up to run some traffic. Ran some traffic, and it wasn't going in the right place. The clicks and everything were in ClickMagick, but everything else was going into the my sand back office instead of showing up in ClickMagick and automatically being transferred into my Aweber. Well, we thought we had that figured out. So I ran a couple more traffics. I ran them both at once, kind of. And I didn't get any leads out of those because they didn't even go to my Sandback office. Come to find out, somehow I didn't set up the button right, the sign up button or whatever it is in there. Stuff just mind boggles me. Anyway, so I thought I had that figured out. And then we were trying to do that, and now we found out that something's wrong with Aweber because the button is not working even when we got it. I set it up. I was so frustrated. I worked for 4 or 5 hours one day trying to get that figured out and done it. And I had it right, but it wasn't working because something else was wrong. And so right now I'm in the process of getting that fixed. But at least I've got my email follow-up done, going, and I'm using video like this. This will go on my email follow-up. But you never know what's going to happen. Some of it's costly. It's all costly because it slows up your pace of making money. All the delays, and I think everything's about ready to go, and I don't know, maybe there's a skunk in the place here. I think his name is Devil. I don't think he wants me to be successful. Anyway, whatever he's doing a good job of frustrating me. But anyway, I'm here, and I love it, and I know it has nothing to do with the sand. It has to do with technology, the devil. Yeah, I had some procrastination too, but I've been trying to get that worked out and get everything figured out with help and everything. But I will be going very soon. It's all in the works, and I'm having fun doing these videos for... I'm not a very good writer. I think people understand you better when you talk to them in person. So we're just going to see how this goes with my email follow-up. And anyway, that's it for tonight, folks. No matter what happens, and you think everything's just going right, something's going to happen sooner or later, in some kind of a thing. You just don't. When you're dealing with technology, electronics, you have to have somebody else figure it out for you because, like I said the other night, I have an antique brain. It don't work modern with this modern stuff. But anyway, I am here till the end, and if you want to see why I am so much in love with the Super Affiliate Network and the family that I have, click on the link below. You would enjoy it too. I know you would. You get your dollar back if you don't like what you see, if you don't wait too long, within 30 days. But anyway, night-night. I'm going to bed. No, I'm not. I'm going to a webinar. Bye.